So I've been on the hunt for a webcam that would work well for those of us that have stacked monitors like this. And as you probably know, you want the camera to be close to eye level. So between the stacked monitors actually works out to be about the best if you don't want it to have directly in front of your monitor. So here we have the Brio on the left and the Dell Ultrasharp on the right. And I've been comparing both these two to see how they work. Of note, I had a Logitech C920 before, but unfortunately with the Dell Precision that I'm running with Windows 11, whenever the G-Hub software was running, the computer would not go to sleep. So if you want to adjust any colors, you have to use the G-Hub software. It's this icon right here. And that is a no-go with my new laptop. So I really wanted to see if I could get away from Logitech because I've not had great success with their software. The C920 forgets its settings like every time you boot the machine, and you have to run G-Hub to get it back again, and that was just kind of nonsense. So that's why I was looking originally at the Dell Ultrasharp right here, and then comparing it with the Brio. Now there's positives and negatives to both of these two. The positive about the Dell is it has some nice software. If I run that software here, it's so this is the Dell Peripheral Manager software that's used to adjust the Ultrasharp webcam. There's a couple of things here that I wanted to point out. First of all, they have this AI auto framing, which is kind of cool because it automatically zooms into your face and pans to where your face is. But the problem is it's really distracting. So it doesn't remember the last setting. So as soon as you join a Zoom meeting, then all of a sudden your head's on the side of the screen and then it starts zooming into it. So it's really distracting for other people that are on the call and they're like, whoa, what's going on there? So here's what it looks like when you launch a Zoom meeting with the Dell Auto Pan and Zoom. I'm gonna turn on the camera here. And you'll see how that kind of like zooms in there? I mean, it's cool, right? I'm centered in the middle of the screen. My camera's actually kind of shooting over my right shoulder here. But every time you start Zoom, it's going to do that same weird, every time you shut the camera, actually, it's going to do that same weird bring you into the picture, which is really distracting for other people. So you'd think, oh, well, I could just like set it manually. And you can manually adjust the zoom right here, but you can't manually adjust the pan. There's no way to adjust that on this. So that to me kind of killed the deal because I couldn't deal with the distraction of this and there's no way to manually set it. So that was unfortunately a problem. It's also the camera is really big, if you see here, compared to the Brio next to it. So if you're going to put it between monitors, even if you have it firing straight out, you're dealing with about 2.5 inches between there that you're going to have to commit. And even at that point there, you can't tilt it down because unless you put the monitor up even higher because of where its pivot is. And there is no way. I was trying to figure out if there was a way that I could actually, adjust this back clip here so that it would like straighten out, but it doesn't straighten out any more than that. So I was trying to figure out if I could install it like this and tape it down or something like that. So it's sticking way out in front of the monitors, but I couldn't figure out any way to do that. So that's kind of the Ultrasharp. The pictures on both these two are fine. You can go read a lot of reviews where they shoot out the pictures on these. This on the Brio, if you look here from the side, oops, see if I can get it in focus here. You can see that it's got a couple smart things going for it. One is you can straighten this back clip all the way straight if you want to. And they put the cable here sticking out the back fairly low down on the camera. So you could install it sticking out a little bit in front of the monitor. And then I could lower this monitor down probably, I don't know, maybe 1 3/4 inches or something so that the camera itself is sticking out between the two monitors. So size-wise, I think the Brio is going to work better than the Dell for that. The other thing that's kind of nice on the Brio, it has its own adjustment software, and it's not the Logitech G-Hub stuff that keeps my computer from going to sleep. So here's the one it has, and if you click on it, it's got a lot of settings here as well. But the one I found the best is if you go in here to, hang on, it's under video color adjustment. It has these like presets. Okay, great, whatever. But when you go to adjust the white balance on it, it actually tells you the what Kelvin it is. So, you know, my lights are typically 3500 is what I've got in my office, but I've got some outside lighting as well. So for me, that 3940 is about right. So that's kind of my favorite part about it. And it appears that it will put the computer to sleep just fine using this software, which they call the Logitune software, Logitune, for the Brio. So that seems to work okay, just the G hub that doesn't work. There is one other big advantage to the Dell. Right here you can see it says prioritize external webcam. And for me, I've got a laptop that I hook up to it, and both of these are Windows Hello cameras. So you want it to like see your face, log in, and all that. That's part of our goal. But the problem is that for whatever reason, Windows likes to use the camera on your laptop sometimes when you start up, even though with the latest Windows releases, it's supposed to prioritize external cameras. Anyway, it doesn't seem to work well for my laptop. But in Dell, if you check this box right here, prioritize external webcams, it actually, if you go into the device manager, it disables all the other cameras on the system, which kind of freaked me out at first because I had that enabled and I'm like, why can't I get my Brio to even show up in the device manager correctly as enabled? And that's why, because this was checked on. So that means that only the Dell will work when you actually go to use the Windows Hello login, which is really nice. There is not that feature on the Brio, but you can go into your settings inside of Windows and disable the camera. So here's the Windows settings where you can disable the camera on your laptop. And if you look here, it's in Bluetooth and devices, cameras, and I've got my internal integrated webcam disabled, and you can push the little enable button, oops, over here on the other side. But for some reason that doesn't always work. Like when I'm starting up on the powering up the computer or coming out of sleep, I think even, maybe it's just when I'm logged out, maybe it's a user setting, then it still defaults to my laptop and does not do the Windows Hello correctly. I hope that helps a little bit with some of the pros and cons about the Brio and the Dell for those of us with stacked monitors. I think we're going to go with the Brio on it and call it good.